Whether you're a first home buyer who wastes their money on smashed avocado or a property investor who eats their avocado responsibly, we all want to know what's going on with the price of houses. And in the post-COVID era, the only thing that scares me more than a Wuhan wet market is the Australian property market. I just Googled the effect of coronavirus, and 3 of the top results aren't about my health, but my house. Thankfully, every week we're told exactly how the housing market is going when the news reports what's known as the auction clearance rate.
The storm is coming. Auction clearance rates have plunged.
Melbourne's average clearance rate has hit a record low.
Sydney's auction clearance rate hitting its lowest level in 15 years.
I guess people were panic buying toilet paper and not delightfully renovated 2-bedroom townhouses. But then, suddenly, the auction clearance rate had a spectacular rebound.
The preliminary clearance rate tonight sits at 70%.
Signs the housing market is bouncing back.
Core Logic saying the combined capital city clearance rate above 70%.
Auction clearance rates have returned to pre-COVID levels.
Pre-COVID prices! Sorry, first home buyers, you missed your window. Better luck next pandemic. The auction clearance rate is reported in the grown-up serious finance section of the news bulletin and in the grown-up serious newspaper. So you might think it's a grown-up statistic that you should take seriously. You may even think, like me, that it's just a simple metric of how many houses were sold at auction each weekend. So if there are 100 houses up for auction and 55 of them sell, the auction clearance rate is 55%, right? Wrong. It's actually a complicated piece of industry advertising snuck into the news to make us all think the housing market is doing better than it is. And like everything in real estate, the number is given a massive makeover before it's shown to the public. There are a few different ways it's calculated, but let's look at how Domain does it. It's not based on all of the auctions on a weekend. Rather, it's based on the reported auctions. So they only count an auction if a real estate agent reports it. And this is a problem for 2 reasons. Firstly, heaps of auctions just aren't reported. This was particularly the case during the May rebound in Sydney, where Domain's own figures showed almost 40% of auction results were not being reported. Secondly, there's an incentive for real estate agents to report successful auctions rather than failures, and that can skew the figure higher. I mean, who knew there was a flaw in the real estate agent's honesty system? This all means that if those same 100 houses are up for auction and 55 sell, but 15 of the unsold houses go unreported, the auction clearance rate magically jumps to 65%. But we're not done yet. Domain gives it just a little bit more of a zhuzh by counting houses sold prior to auction as auction sales, further inflating that figure. Throw a few of them into the mix and suddenly a middling auction clearance rate turns into an attention-grabbing 70%. So now you're set. You've got a fully renovated figure, all dolled up and ready to sell. All you have to do is put it on the market and let good old-fashioned journalism do the rest.
Auction clearance rate is back above 70% nationally.
The preliminary clearance rate tonight sits at 70%.
Sold! And that is how you make the Australian property market look resistant to coronavirus.